MyMac podcast 958. Happy holidays.
And welcome everyone to the MyMac.com podcast. For the first time in a really, really long time, we have no agenda. You know, we there may be a couple of snippets, but for the most part, it's just going to be Gaz and I talking about the silly crap that's going on in our lives right now as we come up onto the holiday season. Gaz, how are you today, sir? Whoops. No, don't do that. Oh, darn it.
Split
I'm
us.
trying.
That's how relaxed Guy is.
There.
We're just 101. And now we're a 2x. Yeah. Any cyclist will know what I'm talking if I talk a 1x or a 2x.
Yeah. And the guy on the outside gets hit by the car.
Yeah. Well, no, it's not quite.
Well, not on purpose.
I'm fine, thank you, Guy, as we are recording this impromptu podcast on my birthday. Yes, thank you very much. Yes, superb.
Happy. So you're what, 31, 32?
Well, I've got to admit, I am actually 35.
Oh, wow. You don't look a day over 47.
That's very kind of you.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Yeah, it's been a good day. Been a good day. In fact,
yeah.
The funny thing is, you know, I'm kind of retired.
Yes.
Kind of retired. I mean, it's not that I don't like admitting I'm retired, because hey, I'm retired. Hey, but I am still doing a little bit of work. I am still doing little bit of work here and there. So, you know, calling yourself properly retired is a bit difficult. Anyway, on Wednesday, I will be going to my third Christmas lunch.
All these little companies that you've been working for?
Well, no. These are. It's funny because I was discussing this with a couple of the people that we were having the Christmas dinner with, the first Christmas dinner, and they went, right. You said you've now got lots of little gangs that you're doing all this with, haven't you, Gaz? And I went, yep, all my little gangs. So, none of these are actually with any companies that I do. These are just, well, I suppose one is the volunteer group. So there's that. The other one is one of the bike group, and the other one was with some ex-work colleagues. So, yeah. But I've never had so many Christmas lunches out.
On the first day of Gasmas, my true love said to me,
yeah,
eat another dinner.
Yeah, eat another dinner. And those in the UK will remember the amount of Christmas dinner that a certain vicar had to eat as being the vicar of Dibley. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. I've actually heard of that show, amazingly enough.
Yeah. Interestingly, though, and this is a bit of a spoiler for all of those of you who do love the Vicar of Dibley and have seen the Christmas episode where she has to go around and eat numerous Christmas dinners. She didn't actually get to eat any of them in the show because the thing is, she actually really wanted, this is Dawn French, she really wanted to tuck into some of those Christmas dinners that she was being put in front of. So
it gets called away at the last minute.
Yes. Yeah.
So have you had a good birthday? I understand.
I had a good birthday. Yes.
Your daughters were here. Were there?
Yes. Had family round.
Nice.
And had a really relaxed day, actually. Really relaxed. Although, shall I admit to this? Yeah, I'm going to admit to this. So for the past 4 years, I suppose, I've been under investigation for so many things, all of them legal. Yeah. It was for
you say
the old increased size prostate. Let's get
under investigation.
Under investigation. Yeah, not legal. Medical for the old enlarged male prostate problem.
Sure.
That some of us get occasionally, and I've had several scans. And today I had to rearrange an appointment, a consultation today. And Mrs. Gaz actually said, "Why are you going on your birthday?" And I went, it was just the easiest day to sort it out. So I went there this morning, and they actually said, "No, we really don't want to see you anymore, Mr. Gaz. You're just wasting our time. We don't want to spend any more money investigating you. So that was quite a nice birthday present to get first thing this morning.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, that would be.
Yeah.
So
I still have to get up 3 or 4 times a night to pee, but
me too.
That's still a problem.
It is because right now I have to drink so much water.
You're right. Yes.
Looking at, I mean, look,
we
look
all
at this.
should. Actually, we all should.
I know.
Yeah.
You see this? This was a gift that my future daughter-in-law gave me. And why she picked the Florida Gators, since I didn't actually go to that school, my sister did, I don't know. But I'm appreciative of the fact that she gave me this huge, massive thermos that holds, I mean, ice stays in this thing for like 24 hours. I cannot believe how insulated this stupid thing is. And it's like, oh, good, an even larger vessel to drink water out of. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I say that like, I'm being facetious because obviously because I have to drink a lot of water, the fact that I can keep it in something that's going to keep it cold is a good thing.
Absolutely. Yeah. Totally agree.
Anyway, so my weekend.
So have I finished? Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Quick bike rides. And over the last couple of weeks, I've done quite a few miles on the bike, done Christmas meals, which means I have to do that riding because obviously, getting very rotund. Let's put it that way.
But was there was there a pastor or father there? His name Digby?
Digby? No,
not Digby.
No.
What's the name?
The Vicar of Digby.
Yes. You see, now I have to do some editing.
The Vicar of Dibley.
Dibley.
Yes.
There we go.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Joke. There it goes.
Went to a Christmas Carol concert last night. Did we go? We were going to a concert, not a concert, a comedian called.
You talked about that, and you sent me a link. You sent me a link.
To that's right.
YouTube video.
Yes. Yeah. Dave Gorman. That was a couple of weeks ago. I can't remember last time we actually podded now. So lots of stuff, lots of Christmas stuff. So how about you then? Yeah, how about you?
Well,
have you got a tale to tell?
I do.
Oh,
I have,
by the way,
but
before we go on, actually, sorry to interrupt you, but actually,
will you let me finish?
But the point actually about, I'm going to bring this back to an Apple thing, right?
Okay.
The prostate thing. How on earth I can do that? Just watch me, baby. Watch me, baby. Keep your watch on overnight when you have to get up to have a pee. You'll soon do your stand numbers, I'll tell you. You can get a real head start on the day when you're having to get up through the night. It's, you come, I've done 3 hours standing already.
It's like, come on, I know you still work. Let's go. You're embarrassing me.
No, you're embarrassing yourself is what I say.
I know it's cold. I can tell that it's cold, but just come on. Anyway,
sorry.
No. I told you we were going to Asbury Park, New Jersey, to see some friends.
Yes, you did, yes.
Part of the reason why we were going was she has a 2021, like the last version, 27-inch iMac. And she's a publisher, so she uses this thing like crazy and decided that she was going to update and go to M1s. And so she bought, after a lot of deliberation, she bought an M2 Mac Mini and an Apple Studio monitor, 27-inch.
You're not jealous, are you?
No. And it didn't matter how many times I told her that there was something wrong with it and I needed to bring it back to the house, that she just didn't believe me.
Well, you should have told her the true story that Apple, those Apple monitors need to be bedded in for at least 6 months in a different environment for them to work correctly.
Yes. And that would have been a complete and total lie, but I digress.
We know that.
Yeah, he might not have. So we were staying at this really, really nice B&B in Ocean Grove, which is this little town that's just south of Asbury Park called the Majestic. And I can't recommend this place enough if you're in that area. It's very, very nice. The people are terrific. And it was a wonderful, wonderful stay. And while I'm at it, I also want to say thanks to a potentially new listener, and I'm not going to tell you how it all came about because it was a weird story, but her name is Jasmine. Jasmine, if you're listening, I hope you are enjoying the MyMac.com podcast. So
is she a new listener?
She is a new listener.
Well, she's not got to this point now, because any new listener will obviously listen to the whole back catalogue.
Well, I think that, she was saying that she needed something to listen to for her commute. And it was like, boy, do I have a podcast for you. About 1,000 hours easily at this point.
Yeah, she's probably slit her wrist.
Yeah. Oh, my God, there's another one.
How many?
How many are there? Damn you.
How many of this trash is there?
Lots. So I drove up to Asbury Park, or Ocean Grove, I guess, from Alexandria, Virginia, where I live. And it was like the longest drive I've attempted since the thing with the eye started. And we had a couple of hiccups on the way up because of traffic and construction, but it wasn't that bad. And I made it with absolutely no problem. So that's a good thing. So we get up there and we meet up with Nita and Steve, the couple that lives there in Asbury Park. And we have a very nice dinner. And then the next day the plan was to go to their house, set up the Mac, and start transferring stuff over from the old Mac, 2-year-old 27-inch iMac. And then Tracy, my wife, and her husband, Steve, were going to leave and go off on some adventure that we weren't going to be part of.
No.
Except they ended up...
You were starting your own adventure.
Yeah. Oh, I love doing this stuff. I really, really do.
Yeah.
So we start taking it out and everything was pretty much normal. I mean, a Mac Mini looks like a Mac Mini, looks like a Mac Mini. Same thing with Apple keyboard. She bought a new keyboard. And then I opened the box that had the monitor in it. And I swear I could hear angels singing hosannas as I opened this box, because it was like, oh, it was just such a beautiful monitor. And then after we actually plugged it in later on, it was like, oh yeah, this has to come home with me. I'm sorry. There's obviously something terribly wrong, which involves me keeping this and you not having it, but was not to be. And the tricky part of all of this was she didn't want to use Migration Assistant. So we had to go.
What was there a reason why she didn't want to use that?
When she gets a new computer, she likes to start from scratch.
Fresh.
Right.
Okay.
Without all the cruft and all the stuff that computers build up over time. And I get it. It adds extra time to the process.
I think actually, if you're doing the upgrade on a fairly regular basis, like if you've done 3 or 4 or possibly even more, then possibly occasionally I think it's worth doing that. But I don't think you need to do that every time. I
would not disagree.
If you're having a few issues, then I'd recommend it. But if you've only updated a couple of times and moved across once or twice, then I think migration is fine. But after that, then possibly it's worth doing a complete fresh install.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree. But it wasn't my computer. So
no.
That's what we did. And it mostly involved, she has a Microsoft MS 365 account. So you go there, you log in, you make sure you have enough available licenses to do what you have to do to download and make everything work. Did that. Went to the Adobe site because she's got the entire Creative Suite, but she only has 2 licenses for the entire Creative Suite, one for her husband and one for her. Right. So she was concerned that she wouldn't be able to download and install the programs. And I was like, no, you'll be able to install them. You just won't be able to run them until you get rid of the other license first.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah. And then a couple of other little programs here and there, and got all that done. And then to transfer files, photos, music, documents. Did it all through AirDrop. And
wow.
It worked a treat. I could not believe it. We just did a couple of folders at a time. Everything came over. Everything was fine. She, put all that stuff in. And as she opens up these programs for the first time on the new Mac Mini, she just has to link over to where those files are. Because obviously those relationships don't exist in the new setup if you're doing like a fresh install. And we got everything done in a single day. And it really, really was. It was the first time I'd actually used AirDrop with something like this. And
yeah, that's quite a hefty usage, isn't it, really?
It worked really well. I was stunned at how well it worked.
Cool.
So, yeah. So that
I'm
night,
impressed.
They took us to this like New Orleans Cajun kind of restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
And they were telling me that, okay, well, the food here can be a little spicy. And it was like, oh, it's not a problem. I love spice, And so I looked at the menu and they had jambalaya, which is delicious. If it's
Isn't that a song?
Correctly. Probably. Could be. Somewhere. If you look in Apple Music, there is probably a song called Jambalaya in there. But it's a Cajun dish with like sausage and chicken and shrimp and like just rice and like all of this stuff. And they brought it and it was delicious until I got to about the 10th bite and my mouth was on fire. And it was like, okay, well, you're going to have lots of leftovers because I just can't eat this. It's not that it doesn't taste good, but at the moment, my tongue is literally trying to leap out of my mouth. And the very nice people that worked there, when they came back around to see how everything was, and I was like, this is really, really good, but it was too spicy for me. And they're like, oh, well, can we get you something else? And it's like, oh, yeah, how about a small portion blackened steak with rice and beans? And it was fabulous. And then the bill came and they didn't even charge me for the jambalaya. I was stunned.
That's impressive.
And it was a really...
I wonder if the next person who got it was offered it at a cheap rate.
No, they took it home. Anita and Steve took it home.
Oh, right. Cool.
Yeah.
Blimey.
This is for 4 people at a nice restaurant. The entire bill, not counting tip, was $130.
Yeah, pretty good.
Which is really not a whole lot for that kind of evening.
No, definitely not. Not.
And then the next day, once my mouth had calmed down, we went to the city. We went to New York, and it's like a 2-hour drive to get into the damn place because they had bought tickets. And I don't know if you've ever seen this. It's a Wonderful Life. Have you ever seen that movie?
Yes. Now, that is a classic Christmas movie, which I actually bought through Apple some many, many moons ago.
Frank Capri.
And when I first started playing it, my family thought I had gone bonkers because it starts out, because you know why, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. So if anybody's listening to this and doesn't know, I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to ruin the surprise. But your family, if they've never seen It's a Wonderful Life, and if you go on and tell them it's a great Christmas movie, which it is, you've probably forgotten the start to this movie because you might just want to warn them. Yeah, but it's a great movie. Weird. Do love it.
If you get past that beginning part, which is somewhat celestial, then the rest of the movie is really, really good. And Frank Capri, with this story, just tells it so well.
Yeah.
James Stewart is great in it. Donna Reed is great. It's a great movie. I don't even know what kind of friggin' imitation that is. Not really a Jimmy Stewart imitation, but it's a great holiday movie. And Tracy had never actually seen it before, and I couldn't believe it. I said, how do you get to her particular age? Because I'm not stupid enough to say what it is.
How do you get to 21?
Yes.
And have not seen this movie.
And not seen It's a Wonderful Life. And this was the first time I had seen it on a large screen, because we saw it at the IFC theater.
Well, IMAX?
No. There's really no point. But it was a restored copy. So all of the, the dust mites and everything else that you get on stock film footage, even if it's digitized, wasn't on there.
I'm having a nightmare here.
You really are. It's like you're turning into Vincent Price as I watch. There's like lights going under your face and all the rest of this. It's like, is it Christmas or Halloween? I don't know at this time.
Halloween.
But
I've got some USB Christmas lights as well somewhere. I don't know.
Oh, nice. I picked up a couple of those Apple Home lights, the light bulbs.
Right.
And I haven't had a chance to try them yet, because we literally got back last night, and we're recording this on Monday the 18th. So we drove back during that big storm that hit the east coast of the U.S. on Sunday, and got back in like about 4:00 last night. But the entire weekend was just wonderful. We had a great time. They drove us into the city and back out of the city, which I'm very grateful for, because I don't like driving in New York, even under the best of conditions.
Yeah.
But that was like the most significant thing that happened. But to get back to kind of the holiday stuff, there are a number of people who listen to this show who send me Christmas cards. And I'd like to say here, thank you. I really, and this is without all the hyperbole and everything else that we normally do when we say these things.
What,
but
us?
Yeah, I know, crazy. But I am deeply, deeply grateful for the Christmas cards that I have received this year and throughout the years. I'm not putting out Christmas cards this year for various reasons that I won't go into here. But for those who did send me cards, I just wanted to acknowledge the fact that you've sent them, and I'm very grateful. And everything happens for a reason. Just like, It's a Wonderful Life. It's a wonderful MyMac holiday. And
yes.
Eventually the story will come out as to why all of this stuff is happening, but not now.
Not now. You'll have to wait. You'll have to keep listening.
Wait for it. And Jasmine, if our new listener, Jasmine, if you send me an email to the email addresses that will come up in just a little bit, I will send you a Woody. So, and I told her about the Woody as I was talking to her on the phone. I said, got to get a Woody. It's like wonderful. Yeah. It's life affirming. It's not just.
It is.
It's not just one of those things that makes you feel good. It's life affirming.
Definitely. Right. Now, I know we're just blowing the breeze here.
Yeah.
That's the phrase. I don't think it is.
Close enough.
It's close enough now.
Did you hear that phrase that Gaz just made up called blowing the breeze? Sounds strangely sexual, but we won't go into that here.
I'm going to leave it there, definitely. I do actually have a few snippets that we could go through if you fancy. Nice. And also, I'm going to make a comment. Sorry, I've got a seed in my throat.
Maybe you'll make a comment.
Hey, if I make it, I'm going to make a comment about some podcasts that I've heard over the last week. And this isn't, oh dear. I am dying here at the moment, folks.
And it's your birthday.
And it's my birthday. I'm going to make a comment about some podcasts. And this isn't, you're going to have to pause the podcast here. I've got to go and get a drink, Guy, else I really am seriously going to.
Okay, hold on.
Right, sorry about that, folks. I just had a little seed stuck at the back of my throat. Anyway, what I was saying was, I have been listening to one or two podcasts, and I'm going to make a comment about them. But I'm not having a go. If anybody's listening that either does those podcasts or listens to those podcasts, I'm not having a go at those people. Right? I'm just going to make a comment about it. Keeping you on tenterhooks, you see, that will come after Gazzy Snippets. We're teasers, aren't we, really?
We are.
Okay, just a few. This is off the cuff, really. So there's just a few. I know we've been away for a couple of weeks, but I just went through a few, so this isn't going to be too long. Apparently, EE has launched a streaming TV with a custom Apple TV box in a UK first, apparently. BT-owned EE is rolling out its revamped TV over broadband offering, which delivers live and on-demand services streamed through a choice of set-top boxes. They include a customized Apple TV, a first for the UK, apparently. That's cool. I'm an EE customer, but I'm not an EE broadband customer, so I won't be going down that avenue, and I'm sure I would be upset with that particular box
Since you have Apple TVs, can you download the app, or is it just exclusive to their customers?
No, I think it's what it reads here is to a choice of set-top boxes. That includes a customized Apple TV. So it looks like they're buying from Apple and Apple TV and customizing it to their own requirements.
So I can't get the software, yeah.
Well, I wouldn't want that. It's not a matter of the software. It's probably the hardware as well. Anyway, Steve Jobs, right, wrote a $4 check in 1976, Guy. That company, if they'd held on to that check, and I'm not sure whether it is the company that actually sold it. I don't think it was. I'm just trying to scan through. I'm not sure they did. Anyway, apparently that check has been auctioned off, and it's sold for $36,000.
I don't get it.
I don't.
This is.
Can I just say this? Yeah. It's not worth the paper it's written on, because it's a check that's already been cashed as well.
Well, on that note, though, you can say somebody said, "What? I can't cash $4. That's all I want for this." I mean, I paid $36,000, but I'd like another $4 too.
I'd like a bit of comeback on it.
Yeah.
Oh, I like it. Anyway, Apple aims to make a quarter of the world's iPhones in India. Well, we'll see how long that takes them to do. Apple has introduced spatial video capture on iPhone 15 Pro now. So you could do this. No, you couldn't do this until recently. And this is because the iPhone 15 Pro and 15 Pro Max, anybody with those can now actually start capturing and create spatial videos, which will be probably most useful for the, what's the head-up display that they're going to...
Oh.
Apple Eyes.
Yeah.
Let's call it Apple Eyes.
Apple
I
Eyes.
think it should be called, Apple Eyes. We know it's not.
Good enough.
We know it's not. Redesigned Apple TV app elevates the viewing experience. Now, apparently, there's a redesigned Apple TV app. I don't know whether this has been downloaded or not. I know that my Apple TV is updated, and I've heard a few people talking about this, but I've not seen a great deal of difference in mine. However, having said that, Mrs. Gaz wanted to watch a film while we're doing this chat, actually. And she said, you're not interested in watching that film, are you, Gaz? I went, no, you can watch it while I'm chatting away to my best American buddy Guy.
Yeah, put that caveat in there. American. Okay.
And when I was searching for it on the Apple TV, it came up with where I could watch it within the apps that I've currently got. Oh. Which I don't remember it doing, because this is an app which, I am now subscribed to for a short period. So I was somewhat surprised. Anyway, less of that. I'll move on. But I haven't noticed much difference. So
the only real difference I've seen with the last update that I'm aware of was that it went from 4 across to 5 across as far as the apps go. And,
right.
But now that you've said that, I recall doing a search while in the Apple TV app, and it did come up and say, well, you can watch this here for, however much it was going to cost, or they might have it at Amazon Prime, or, these other sites.
There's people now shouting at the podcast going, yeah, that happened 3 updates ago.
Where you been?
Well, we've not been around. Okay, iOS 16.7.3 and iPad OS 16.7.3 have been released for older iPhone and iPad models. We are now, I think, on 17.2, I believe. And I think we probably mentioned that at the last time we did a podcast. The EU are to ban anti-steering app store rules for... let me reread that. EU to ban anti-steering app store rules for Apple Music competitors after Spotify complaint. Just keeps coming their way, doesn't it? It just keeps coming their way.
Okay.
GM said it's ditching its Apple CarPlay.
Yeah.
It's going for Android Auto for your safety. That's what it's doing. It's for your safety.
Oh, I see. So
yeah.
If you own an Apple device, you have to run Android Auto.
Great, isn't it, eh?
Yeah, that just makes me go, Cadillac, here I come.
Apple's market value has approached that of Europe's largest stock market, France.
France.com.
Yeah.
They make all the best stuff.
Croissants. And the follow-up to that, Apple shares hit an all-time new high, intraday high at $198.23. That was hang on a minute. No, 199.62. That beat the previous all-time high, which was set in July. So there's been quite a big lull to Apple climbing the boat. And there was another one though. Apple shares hit a new all-time intraday closing high when it went to, let's get this right now. That's not the same, is it? No, that's higher. How can this news feed come to me and give me a lower number
on the previous
than the previous feed, and checking the dates, it was later. So anyway, we'll stick to the previous one that I just said, which was 199.62. It's probably dropped back a little bit since then. So I think I've mixed this story up, but I'm going to go on the second part of the story. I think I might have that somewhere else. Actually, I'll come back to that one because I've got that somewhere else. Apple are to pay $25 million to settle a family sharing lawsuit. So Apple will pay $25 million to settle a class action lawsuit that alleged the company had misrepresented the ability to use its family sharing feature to share subscriptions to apps. So there you go.
Okay.
You may be in for a cut of that, but I think this goes back quite a number of years, Guy. So Apple have also been hit with an antitrust lawsuit alleging Apple Pay bribe with Visa and MasterCard. Apple, Visa and MasterCard have been named in a new antitrust class action lawsuit that accuses the three of conspiring to stifle competition for point-of-sale payment card services. I'm just going to leave it there.
Yeah, I actually forgot to tell you the credit card story, but you finish the snippets.
Let's go on to your story after we've done snippets.
Yes.
I didn't know whether you were going to talk about it. I didn't want to bring it up when you didn't talk about it.
I forgot.
We'll come back to it. Corellium and Apple have reached a legal agreement. This is a mutual agreement over a lawsuit that dated back to 2019. Same as the length of time. That's 4 years, folks. 4 years.
Yeah, is Corellium still run by Han Solo?
I think it is. Yes,
Oh,
I think.
Okay.
I think. I think he still flies it as well.
He does. He does.
Apple tests an App Store bundle subscription discounts. Some of these headlines are awful, I tell you. Apple has announced an App Store pilot program called Contingent Pricing that lets app developers offer discounts to customers with multiple subscriptions. I found some of this quite interesting. Developers can offer contingent pricing to customers who already have subscriptions from one developer or two different developers. For example, a developer could attract customers to a subscription by offering discount pricing if they have an active subscription with another developer. Presumably, that other developer has got to be selling you a subscription for a similar product. Not just anything. Yeah. I've got a subscription for milk through this app.
Now I want one for a film editor.
Yes, well, we could offer you a dual subscription on that where we film your milk. Yeah.
But not your eggnog.
No, not your eggnog. US lawmakers call for the DOJ, that's the Department of Justice for anybody outside the US, probe into Apple's blocking of Beeper's iMessage app. This was curtailed into that other story, so we did get back there. A bipartisan group of US senators and representatives have urged the Department of Justice to investigate whether Apple violated antitrust laws by attempting to block Beeper's Mini's access to iMessage. You were laughing. You got anything to say?
Yeah, because senators and people in the U.S. House have no idea how technology works. And every time I hear any story that says they're going to form a committee to investigate this, it's like, you people just don't have an effing clue. You really don't.
This one goes under my heading of no shit, Sherlock. Unwinding the Apple-Goldman Sachs partnership is expected to be rocky.
Oh, really? Oh, is it now? Oh, surprise, 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 surprise.
Yeah, that's Cecilia Black, that is. Chinese government are imposing an iPhone ban again. New reports have surfaced about China imposing a government ban on the iPhone. Well, we'll see how that goes. Yeah. And this one, I think this was quite big, actually. Apple has paused US sales of two watch models, which is the iPhone Series 9, the Apple Series 9 and Ultra 2, over a patent dispute, Guy.
Really?
Yeah, Apple said on Monday it would pause sales of its Series 9 and Ultra 2 smartwatches in the United States from this week as it deals with a patent dispute over the technology that enables the blood oxygen feature on the devices. Watch this space, folks. That was really...
this space.
And that is the end of Gaz's snippet. However, I do have a very, very quick Gaz's link, and that is this one. This kind of really jumped out at me, especially knowing that I'm only 37. Did I say? I can't remember.
Yeah, something like that.
I remember my age. 37. Yeah, Halley's Comet. Right.
Yeah,
it's coming back, Guy. It's on its way back. The last one in 1986. The last one in 1986 was a bit of a fuzzy blop. But watch out, because it'll be back in 2061. Put a date in your diary. I'll be there. Yeah.
I'll be 101 years old going, what the hell is that?
No, I think I'll be a fuzzy blob.
Yeah. Even fuzzier than I am today.
Anyway, for you youngsters out there listening, tumbleweed.
Jasmine.
Jasmine. Yeah, Jasmine. Yeah. Great, Jasmine. Put a date in your diary, and I'll put the link in the show notes if we have any show notes this week. Anyway,
this week.
That's the end of Gaz's link. Guy, did you have a story about credit cards that you could tell us?
I do have a story about credit cards, and it involves two completely separate acts of stupidity on my part. I know. People are like falling over right now going, what?
Who'd have funked it?
Who would have thunk it? So when we went out to the Cajun restaurant that I was telling you about earlier, and I got the jambalaya, that was just too hot for me to finish. Delicious, but way, way too hot. I paid for the meal that evening, which is also how I knew how much it was. And when I paid for the meal, I neglected to pull my credit card out of the little black sleevey thing that you put in for them to do that. And when we were driving home, I was like, damn it, I think I left my credit card there. But we were already like 2 hours out from New Jersey at that point with this big storm coming. And I'm like, no, I am not going to drive all the way back to New Jersey to get a credit card. So I basically, when we stopped to get gas on the way home, on my phone, locked the card and reported that I needed a new one. And it was all said and done. It was like, okay, it'll come in a couple days. Not to worry, because I have 2 other credit cards that I use on a regular basis.
Yep.
Or at least I did have 2 other credit cards that I use on a regular basis. Because when we met up with our friends for breakfast that morning in Asbury Park, we go out to the car to leave, and there's a ticket from Asbury Park, a parking ticket. And we were all under the impression, obviously incorrectly, that parking was free on that Sunday until 6 p.m. Obviously not. So I have this ticket. This morning, I pull the ticket out, and it's like, okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and take care of it. It's $50. $50 never killed anybody. And I'm looking at the ticket, and it says to go to njmc something.com. Whatever the site is for you to pay minor court costs and fees and tickets and all the rest of that for New Jersey. So I start to type it in, and I didn't see, as I was typing it in, it didn't go to .com. It went to .online.
Ooh.
And so this other site popped up, and I should have known there was an issue, because just from looking at the page, I could tell that it was, it looked like a WordPress page.
Right.
But I have seen official government sites created in WordPress. Yep. But as I'm looking at this, it was like, whoever it was that did this WordPress site for New Jersey, you got issues, dude. You got real issues. But I went ahead and clicked the thing to take me to a site to pay for the ticket. And it said, okay, we'll put in your credit card number. So I did. And then it said, oh, we can't use that. You have to put in another one. That should have been my second clue right there that there was a problem. But no, Gaz. I put in a second credit card issue or number. And after I clicked it, it took me to this site to download digital content. And it was at that moment, the oh crap popped in the back of my brain going, this is not the official site to pay for a traffic ticket for New Jersey. And the first thing I did, I logged on to both sites that those credit cards came from, and I locked the card.
Yeah.
And I patted myself on the back for quick thinking until, wait, there's more. I looked at the description for one of the cards, and it was like, okay, well, this will block it from people physically using the card, but on current payments and digital payments, they're not blocked. And it was like, damn it, Joan, I don't know what to do. So then I have to go online to both of these, on the phone with both of these banks, cancel the cards, and get new ones. So that means in the space of less than 24 hours, I have managed to completely screw up all 3 of my credit cards. So now, other than my debit card, thank God, I don't have a credit card. And here we are in the middle of the Christmas season when everyone is doing all their shopping, and I cannot use a single card to
You
save
are
my
going to
life.
have the cheapest Christmas ever.
Well, fortunately, most stuff has already been ordered and came. So, and I have one of the cards is coming tomorrow. They rushed it. I had a long conversation with this particular bank, who I'm not going to mention. I'm not going to mention any bank names. And as he was going through all of his stuff, he and I were having just a lovely conversation, about family and kids and parents and all the rest of that. And he was like, you've been a customer with us since 1986. We're gonna put a rush on that, and that would normally be like a $15 charge. But we'll just let that go, and you'll get the card tomorrow. And he was like, oh, okay, good. So that one's coming. The one that I left in the restaurant, I'll probably get Thursday or Friday. And the other one, I'm not really sure when it's going to come. But even once I get the cards, Gaz, the fun never starts, because now I have to go to all of the places that I have reoccurring payments with for these cards and put
the new number in.
Right.
Yeah.
And do I have all of that written down so that I know?
Nope.
Well, of course I don't, because it's all done
so what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to keep a very close eye on your emails, because they say, we've had a problem with your payment card, because they always do a pre-check, don't they? There's always a pre-check. Well, sorry, let me rephrase that. In the UK, I've always had, we've got a problem with your card. We're coming up for a payment. Can you please just go in and check the details? So even when it's been, within date, if there's been a problem with a card similar to what you've had because I've blocked it or something, I've still had that as. So yeah, you're gonna be busy if you've got a lot of payments coming out on the same day.
Well, and AT&T, because I have an account with it because my wife likes AT&T for her cell phone, and I also have a data plan with AT&T for my iPad, and they're the worst when it comes to this kind of thing. If you have to change your credit card, it's like, well, we want your money, but we want to make it as hard as we possibly can, not for us, but for you to give us money.
Yeah.
It's like, okay. All right. Sounds good.
Brilliant. Well, I tell you what, you're not, so obviously the ticket that you got was fraudulent.
No, the ticket was legit.
What?
The website that I went to pay for the ticket, which should have been .com, as I was typing it in for whatever reason.
Had it been spoofed?
No, it isn't spoofed. This was actually very clever. Somehow or another, in Safari, no less. As I was typing this in, it came up as .online instead of .com. So somehow
it was an automatic fill.
they managed to jump the gun on the official
Apple,
New Jersey site.
That is awful. Apple, slap your wrist. Have you reported it to Apple?
Not to Apple. I have reported it to all of the various credit card companies, and before this day is done, I'm going to be contacting
You should
New
send an
Jersey.
email to Tim. Send an email to tim@apple.com, saying, you cost me a lot of harassment, Tim, because your automatic population engine does not work. It sent me to a fraudulent site. I'm surprised at that, really surprised at that. But
yeah, well, so was I.
I've got a story here, actually, that there was I can't remember. I don't think I told this story to you last time, but there was basically a car park. And this car park, the local council decided to put up QR codes. Someone thought, we'll be clever. We're going to be clever. We're going to create a QR code so they can go straight, picture straight to the website, put your details in, pay for your car park ticket.
I think I know where this is going. Go ahead.
Well, some nasty little scammers basically put a little label of their own QR code over that QR code. So all these people were spending, and actually it was doing quite some nasty damage because it was taking a lot more. It wasn't just taking the payment, it was taking a lot more. So they
plus
had to
on
change.
top of the ticket they probably got because they parked.
Yeah, absolutely. So people were getting scammed by this QR code, and then probably having to have the council come and saying, "You haven't paid your ticket. Thank you, but you need to change your process," which they had to.
They have a couple of sites like that over here, and the worst part about that entire process is the reason they do this is so that they don't have to pay someone to be there to collect money for these parking spaces.
We've got lots of machines over here, and we've got lots of apps like Ringo, and you've got the payment machines all over the place. So this council obviously decided, well, it's what gets me, Guy, is you go into I don't mind them doing that. Yeah. The thing is, what happens is that you've got an app for this car park, a different app for that car park, a different app for this car park. And when you get there, you think, well, I've got two of those apps, but I haven't got this app that they're using for this particular car park. And you've got to download it if there's a signal. And that's the problem. Very often, you get into a car park where you've got the app, you're in the middle of nowhere, and there's no signal. What? And then they expect you to have change, which everybody's got these days because everybody uses cash, of course, don't they?
Well, I will be for the next couple of days.
Well, yeah. Some of us perhaps do still use cash a lot.
and I thought I was being so smart financially because I only have these 3 cards, and I know people who have 10 plus credit cards. And I've never understood that. It's like, how do you keep track of all that and not fall behind on one or the other? Part of the reason why I only have 3 cards is it makes me very easy to check and see what the balances are and to pay off those balances as I go. I always carry like a 0 balance. When the actual bill comes around, there's no balance.
Yeah.
Because I've prepaid it.
Yep. Cool.
So that's, somehow we have managed to talk for almost 55 minutes, guys. It's like the length of a regular show.
Right. Well, let's do our outros then. Let's tell the people. Is it Jess? Did you say?
No, Jasmine.
Jasmine. Sorry, Jasmine. Are you supposed to do that? Are you supposed to do that noise? No, you're probably
I'm a married man for over 30 years. And here I am, some woman that I've only talked to on the phone going.
It is a nice name, but I'm not sure you're allowed to do that. No, anyway, I think we need to give them details. Oh, we're in.
Send your lawsuits to.
Yeah. Do you want me to go first?
No, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. See, I've even got Farrago up. You can send me an email. Gaz@mymac.com, JZ. MAZ. Lots of socials, all Gazmaz, and it's GAZMAZ on X, Mastodon, you have to put Gazmaz, GAZMAZ at c.im. I'm also on Counter Social, I'm on Threads, Instagram. Just search for Gazmaz, GAZMAZ.
Find it. Cars. I didn't even.
Yeah, you see, I nearly caught you out. You can also send Guy and Gaz a tweet on X, Guy and Gaz at twitter.com, x.com, don't know. Anyway, it's GUYANDGAZ.
Cars.
You can also send an email to feedback@mymac.com, FWDBACK at mymac.com.
His name was Guy.
Oh, right from the start.
He's the guy.
Guy's the one. Guy.
Guy?
Yeah.
You remember Guy?
They should.
Guy says.
He does.
He does. Says it a lot. Guy says. No, well.
You're Guy. You're Guy. It's you.
Yeah.
I love you.
I love you.
Just who is this guy?
It's me.
Have a good one, Guy.
Yeah. Hey.
Any guy.
No, not just any guy.
No, not just any guy.
Hey, welcome to the Guy Podcast.
Nobody would listen to that
one. I don't know. Anyway.
No fooling.
No,
if you want.
An email from Guy.
How would they do it?
Well, you would go into the email client of your particular choice and type in Well, no.
You wouldn't type in that. You'd type in.
Yeah, but no extra U's or Y's or G's at mymac.com. You can also find me on the X Twitters, the Zwitters, as either Mac Parrot or VertShark. And over there on Counter Social and Mastodon.social, you'll also find me as Mac Parrot. I am Mac Parrot there on Threads, as well as Instagram and lots of other places. And let me see, am I forgetting anything? I'm finally starting to get caught up over at vertshark.com with all of I'm only on like 947 or something. I'm so far behind, but it is slowly but surely getting caught up over there at vertshark.com. We have a Google Voice number, Gaz, don't we?
We do. Would you like to know what that number is, Guy?
I would. Tell the nice people. Tell Jasmine.
It's
in particular.
Do you know what I'd love in the background now?
What?
I'd love Christmas jingle bells going off when I say this number.
I bet I can find some. Hold on a second.
I wonder whether Guy can find some nice Christmassy jingly bells just so I can give the number over the top. I'm going to fill one. Here we go. Okay.
I don't have all my loops.
Are you supposed to be playing this one?
No, that's not the one I wanted to play. Here's the other one.
Christmas spirit now. And for those of you who don't know that one, yeah, we can't play it. We really can't play it.
Really
anyway, the number is 703-828-4677. That's 703-828-4677.
Gaz, did you say 703-828-4677?
I did. That's exactly the number I said.
That is a great number. That's the number that you call. And if you're the first person, if you've called that number for the first time, you will get something wonderful, which of course is a Woody, which is spelled big W, big O, big O, big T, little I, little E, exclamation mark. And that is a Woody. Now, with the holiday season, I would like to wish everyone a wonderful, wonderful season, no matter how you celebrate it or if you don't celebrate it. I hope that the time that you spend during this time is great, grand, and wonderful. And I would also like to thank everyone who downloads and listens to the MyMac.com podcast. We really, really do appreciate it. And Gaz, in light of the holiday season, I'm going to give us a break. I think that we are good enough. I know that we're smart enough.
Yep.
And that, doggone it, woof, 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 woof,
woof,
woof. People like us.
I am going to tell a joke, but you've got to listen to all of this, folks, because I forgot to tell you the bit about the podcasts.
Oh.
So I think Guy might put that in the after show. But here comes your joke. It's a wintry type orientated joke, Guy.
Okay.
How does a penguin build its house?
Tell me.
It glues it together. End.
Thanks for downloading and listening to the MyMac Podcast. You can also hear other great podcasts on the MyMac Podcasting Network, like the Tech Fan Podcast, Three Geeky Ladies, Geekiest Show Ever, the Let's Talk Podcasts, Essential Apple Podcast, and the Club PlayStation and Club Nintendo Podcasts. Oh my God.
It glues it. It glues it.
Why I didn't know that, I don't know. Hold on. Let me do a stopping and shaving. Record. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, we never did get to the whole podcast.
I reminded you about the credit card, but I didn't remind myself about.
And you expected me to say something.
No, I didn't. No. I knew you wouldn't say anything. No. So I've been listening to a number of podcasts and I've enjoyed them. I have enjoyed them. However, what made me really laugh was, and it was yours that made me go ping, Carl, if you're listening, if you're still listening. It was yours that made my brain go ping, light bulb moment. And the light bulb moment, because it's not just the Mac and Forth show that have done this. Lots have done this. In fact, we've even done it in the past. And that is they do, and they all do this. They say, here's a present for the tech person in your life.
Oh, yeah.
Let's be honest here. Let's be totally honest. Those presents aren't for the tech people in your life, because those tech people in your life may well be listening to the podcast, but they're not, are they? Because you don't really have any tech people in your life. You're the tech person.
Yes.
These tech presents are for you. They're not for you. Should be talking about curtains, cushions, perfume, cookery books.
and if anybody needs perfume, it's podcasters.
Yeah. It just made me laugh because I'm thinking, for the tech person in your life. Yeah, no, it doesn't work like that. You're the tech person in the life. That's how this works. That's how
that's me. That's like me going, okay, if you want to get a really nice gift for someone, the Heil PR40 microphone is a wonderful dynamic microphone with a terrific flat frequency response. It's like, if you're a podcaster,
and we're guilty as well. We're guilty as well.
If you're a podcaster, you already have a flipping microphone, and you're not going to be going out like I did and buy 25 to 30 more.
Because I gotta tell you, Mrs. Gaz is quite techie, but if I bought her any of those tech presents, she'd go,
"Here, have this."
Yeah, you want this? You have it.
Yeah.
Brilliant. It did make me laugh.
Oh, that is funny. Yeah. And we are guilty of this as well. And the part that cracks me up is it wasn't until you said those words, which was, you're not telling people to buy this for someone else. You're telling them to buy it for yourself.
Yeah.
It was like, that makes so much sense now. I've never had people in my family or people that I've provided tech support with going, I'm so glad you recommended that iPhone case because it's changed my life. Well, you're quite welcome because I am the tech gift master.
Yeah. What's even funnier is those people probably aren't listening to the podcast anyway, so they're not going to buy it for you because they're not listening to you.
And by the time they hear the list,
it's a bit like Monty Python, really. Yeah. Yes, that's another.
I'll get it for you for a Boxing Day.
You've got to do these in like early November,
October.
Even October. Yeah.
See, now when I edit the video, I'm going to have to find a place to put this before the outro because I don't do the after show stuff.
I know you. Yes.
I do with
just do a
the
big
audio.
Just do a big pop-up screen. Important message
coming up right after this. Yeah. This important word from our sponsor. And
haven't you got a snippet as well? Not a snippet, a soundboard, which is something. This is an important message.
Yes, I do. Yes. And hold on.
He's got to find it, folks.
Yeah.
This is Wab Bud.
No, that's not it. That's not it.
That's definitely not it.
But thank you, Wab. We really appreciate it.
Have you not got a description on them that says what they are?
I do, but I have so many that it's hard to find it.
And the writing's so small because you've put them all on one page.
No, that's not going to do it.
No, that's not going to do it. That's not right. No, that's not going to do it.
It's not going to do it. I think I've got it with the cartoon stuff. So let me go to cartoons.
Okay.
Because it's Speedy Gonzales. This is important message. Yeah.
This is important message.
No, he's
That's not it.
Now you cut that out.
Yeah, that's Porky Pig.
Shut up. I'm trying to think, but nothing happens.
Yeah.
That's not it. That's
not it. Oh, this is going to just draw. Oh, wait. WB cartoons. I bet it's in here.
It's getting so you have to kill yourself to sell a story around here.
No, I found it. This
is important message.
There it is.
Okay, okay.
Okay, Mac.
You win.
My man and they're not so stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good, clean,
Brilliant.
wholesome fun.
That's
There
our
you
show
go.
right there. Except when it isn't.
Brilliant.
All right, Gaz.
Yep. Have a good Christmas.
I guess we're not going to do a show. We're not going to do a show next weekend.
Probably not. No.
It's so close, So
It is.
Everyone who's still listening to this, again, thank you for listening to us for all of these, however long it is you've been listening to us.
Thank you.
We're sorry.
Yeah, we are.
We are really sorry.
Our apologies.
All apologies, as Kurt Cobain said in Nirvana before. Well,
Anyway.
Yeah. There's something screwy going on.
There's something screwy around here.
Could be you, Don.
Could be. Could very well be. So all of you, please have a wonderful holiday season from both of us. I'm sure Gaz feels the same way.
Yep. Ditto.
And we will see you hopefully maybe even before the new year, but no guarantees.
No guarantees.
Not at all. Okay. Bye, everybody.
Bye.